Welcome, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Midwestern Career College Podcast Connections. We are recording from our downtown location at LaSalle. As always, you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts. We look forward to hearing from you. You can follow us and contact us at podcast@mcccollege.edu. So we're going to get started. Once again, I have with me Shaudy Martinez, who's going to be the co-host once again. How are you, Shaudy?
All good, as usual.
So last time we spoke on an episode, we spoke about ESL, English as a second language. And today we have our guest who is a former student of the ESL, English as a second language program, Estefania Mena. Welcome. How are you?
Hi, thank you guys for having me here. It's such an honor to be here. I'm doing good. How are you?
Wonderful. It's a great honor to have you as you're the first former student
Oh my God.
that we've had in the past. Obviously, Shaudy, who's a former student. Jessica, who's a former student as well.
Right.
But you're the first student that is not working for Midwestern Career College.
Exactly.
Has not continued her career with Midwestern Career, not yet at least.
We have opening positions, by the way.
I know, right? We're hiring. We're hiring.
Thanks for the information.
I'm so happy to have you here.
Yes, one of the interesting things, as I've mentioned in the past in previous podcasts, and somehow it always comes up, is that I am from, I was born in Chicago, but I was raised in Guatemala City, Guatemala. And Estefania just happens to be from Guatemala.
Yeah, I was born in Quetzaltenango. It's called the second city of Guatemala, but I was raised in Guatemala City too.
Oh, were you?
Yes, I was.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we are Chapines. That's how we are known. Guatemala.
Right.
Guatemalans,
Guatemalans are known as Chapines. I don't know what that means.
I'm going to take notes. I'm going to learn a lot
I just
today.
know I'm Chapina, so.
Chapina.
Chapina, and he's Chapin.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there is a gender to it.
Yeah.
Excellent. I love
And,
this diversity. You learn about a lot of countries.
Yes.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is
we're
one
going to
of the
learn a little bit more
advantage.
about Guatemala today, since it's a Guatemalan episode.
Oh, yes.
And Guatemala is known as the land of eternal spring.
And the best coffee in the world.
Oh, debatable.
Yeah.
Debatable. I'm from Venezuela. I know people from Colombia. Debatable, Estefania.
Okay.
Well, probably the best two producers of coffee, Colombia and Guatemala.
Yeah.
Good.
I have lots of family friends that are in the coffee business. So,
In Starbucks, I see
yeah.
Guatemalan
Costco has Guatemalan coffee.
That's Guatemalan coffee? I have
Yeah.
no idea.
Yep,
Mhm.
they do.
And the reserve that is here in the Michigan Avenue in the Magnificent Mile.
Oh.
Maybe in the specials ones. I don't know.
I'm gonna go check out.
Guatemala.
So, obviously, you're from Guatemala, and you were born in the different states that they're not called states in Guatemala. How was it different growing up in basically what would be the country here, what's called country here, versus the city, which is Guatemala City?
So I had this life where I spent a lot of time going to Quetzaltenango and then growing up in the city, because my family from my mom's side, they still live there. So it was a common thing to go in holidays and spend time with the family. So for me, it was, So for me, it was a common thing to have the best of both worlds, like the city and the countryside. I was born and raised, raised in Guatemala City, but I had both, how can I say this? Like both.
The best of both worlds.
The best of both worlds, yes.
So you grew up in Quetzaltenango.
I was born there, but I moved to Guatemala City when I was like 11 months maybe.
Okay.
So I was-
most of your time was spent in Guatemala City, or did you go back to, you said Xelajú is the other place? So people can't really, especially the Guatemalan people, they're going to be like, where exactly in Quetzaltenango?
Yeah, I was born in Quetzaltenango. Xelajú. It's best known as Xelajú.
Yeah. So did you actually live there or no?
For 11 months of my life.
Oh, so just as a baby, basically.
Yeah, just as a baby, basically. And then I have a lot of childhood memories there because, as I mentioned, I spent a lot of my childhood with my family from my mom's side. And
You didn't go back for vacations? Or
yeah.
something? Ah.
all of my vacations were there.
Were there,
Like
yeah.
Christmas time,
Got it.
eating tamales, the food of my abuela,
Got it.
everything. Yeah, everything was like a lot of my beautiful memories are in Quetzaltenango, yes.
Great.
We've spoken a lot about education
Yeah.
and the differences in the systems.
Oh.
What it is in Latin American countries, and I'm sure obviously Asian education is very different. European education is very different.
Yeah.
How were you able? Because you were able to, and we'll get to your trajectory, but you studied also in Mexico.
Yeah.
How would it compare between Guatemala and Mexico?
So to be honest, I don't know if I can be someone that can compare because I did like all of my pre-education, like high school, middle school, etc. in Guatemala. But then when I moved to Mexico City, I went to drama school. So I don't know.
Okay, so it's a little bit different, yeah.
Yeah, like I think that a school for arts are way different than schools for another career. So I don't know if I have like this point where I can compare them because it was a different journey. I took a different journey.
Okay, and what was your? Did you go to university or college in Guatemala?
I did like 6 months of journalism.
Okay.
But then, yeah, I was like, no, I want to follow my dream, my career. And then
which was your dream was to do what?
At that point, I didn't know if I wanted to be an actress or a singer. So I took like a self-exploration chapter of my life where I kind of experienced both. And then I decided that I want to do, like, I did my major in dramatic arts, which is acting. But then I have been singing my whole life, and I am still a singer now. So I never stopped singing. I love singing. I take like, I'm sorry, microphone. I still take like my music theory classes. I still take like vocal coaching lessons. I am still like preparing myself because I want to be, and I am a singer and an actress. Yes.
But did you
Nice.
move to Mexico because of the industry there?
Yeah.
You went to study there to develop your career there? That
Yeah.
was your
I went
intention?
because the career of dramatic arts per se, like as a performer, it doesn't exist in Guatemala. So in order to follow my career path, I needed to move. So when I was like doing my research, actually I had like two options: going to the Universidad Católica de Costa Rica, which they have this
Same
program
major? Okay.
of dramatic arts, or the other option was Mexico, and then I don't know, the divinity, God, they just guide me,
Life.
and life, the doors opened for me in Mexico, so I just went there. Yes.
So you didn't have family or friends in Mexico?
No.
A risky girl.
I moved when I was 19.
Oh.
Wow.
With a couple friends. 'Cause,
Brave.
yes, we were all like pursuing our careers.
Oh, so you moved with friends from Guatemala?
Yeah, we were like a group of 4 or 5 friends, maybe.
Okay.
We were all in the same school.
That's
and
a
we
little
wanted
bit-
to-
Important to have that support.
Yeah.
I thought you
that
were
was my
alone.
support. That was
It's
my
like,
support. I love you guys if you're seeing this. And we were all into the arts. Like,
Okay.
I think they were like
Dancing.
2 singers
okay.
and then 2 actors, something like
Okay.
that. I just don't remember exactly, but yeah.
So
we were all into
did
the arts.
was it 4 of you? You said all 4 of you, or
4 or 5. I don't know.
however many?
Yeah.
Did you all decide to go and pursue a particular program or a particular?
So we were
Business,
all
or what
students
was it?
of this same art institute.
Okay, so
It's
the art institute.
Instituto Angélica Rosa. We were all students there, and then as part of the institute, we like kind of move as a group, but everyone was pursuing like their own career. We just moved together to to Mexico City.
Right, but what program did you go to in Mexico City?
Oh, I did 2-year program of musical theater, and then I did a 4-year program of.
Right, but I'm saying the whole group did the same thing. Went to
No.
the same school? No.
Yes, but then we separated ways.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I did a 2-year program of musical theater and then 4-year program of dramatic arts. Yes.
Nice.
I don't know. I'm speechless. I'm still processing like 19 years old. Okay. It's okay.
Yes.
But that speak a lot about yourself. Like you are brave, you move. You're that type of woman. Like I want to pursue my dreams, and now you're here in Chicago.
Yes. Yes.
So probably Geovanny is gonna guide you. Like, okay, once you were there, what brings you here?
Well, first of all, how was life in Mexico?
Amazing. It was amazing because I think this is I always felt like this is personal, but I always felt like I was like the black sheep somehow. You know, in Guatemala we are a little bit more conservatives. We are like life is A, B, C, and I didn't want that for me. So I was like, I don't feel like I want this. I don't want to go to the university and pursue like a career like everyone else is doing. I want to do arts. So when I moved to Mexico and I realized that there are people that are like me that are into the arts, that there are like more artists, that there's the industry, that there's like, I was like, whoa, this is
I
amazing.
belong here.
Yeah. I mean, of course, like when you move, we all immigrants know that we have amazing times and we have times where we feel like the world is just ending literally. But it was amazing. Overall, I think it was a really amazing experience, discovering myself through art, discovering what kind of artist I wanted to be. It was a really beautiful chapter of my life, yes.
And an advantage that was the same language.
The same language, you know, especially we are all Spanish speakers, and I bet that
Sometimes
sometimes
it's difficult.
like for example, the popcorn. How do you say
Oh,
popcorn
yes,
in
in
Spanish?
Venezuela.
In Venezuela, how do you say?
Cotufa.
I say poporopo, and in Mexico they say palomitas.
Yes.
Yeah, very
In
different.
Colombia, crispeta.
So yeah, it was the same language, but I struggled.
I
I
know.
did struggle.
I get it.
Did you spoke about Costa Rica? Now, Costa Rica probably obviously in Central America is probably the second most popular country because of tourism. How did you make the decision? We're going to Mexico instead of Costa Rica.
I think just because the doors opened in Mexico. Because while the doors were open in Mexico, I was still doing research on how to get into an audition to the University of Costa Rica. While in Mexico, they were like, oh, yes,
We want
accepted. We want you. So I was like, oh, okay. So then I was like, I guess I'm just moving to Mexico.
It
Yes.
was a little bit easier.
And it was a matter
decision.
of months, to be honest. I was like, I remember I was eating hamburgers with my mom, and I was like, Mom, I'm going to leave next month. And my mom was like, no, mija. I was like, Mama, don't cry. Sorry, Mom, if you're watching this, I'm sorry.
But I was about to ask you about that process, because you are eager to start your new life, following your dreams, but then being a Latin American people, we are very attached to our families, and as an immigrant, that is one of the hardest part of the process. Like, okay, it's not just like I feel alone. It's like I need my mom, and I need my mom's food and my grandma's food. So, since you are a brave woman,
Thank you.
how your parents or your family take this from you? Because I don't know.
I think when they realized that I was truly living my dream life, they kind of let me go. Yeah. I remember when they first came to Mexico and watched me on like a play, and they were like, okay, you are where you need to be. Because I remember once I was back home, I visiting my parents and everything. I was doing my bag and I was like, Mom, I just don't want to go back. I miss you so much. And my mom was like, you have nothing to do here. She grabbed my bag and she said, let's go. Let's go. You need to continue. And I was like, Mom, I can't believe you're the one who's telling me this. But my mama was so brave, like, because she just let me go.
You don't feel guilty sometimes?
Yes. Yeah. Wait, we're not supposed to cry here.
But this is part of
yeah,
being an
but
immigrant.
I always say that in all of the decisions that you take in your life, you pay a price. So if I have, for example, decided to stay home, I would pay a price of living the life that I don't want.
Correct.
But I decided to move, so I pay the price of feeling of all of these feelings that I feel as an immigrant. You know, sometimes I feel guilty, sometimes I feel sad. All of these emotions, uncomfortable emotions that we sometimes feel, I pay the price because I am living the life that I want to live.
Because sometimes just people see your pictures and see that you are very successful or next to something that is amazing, landmarks, and it's like, wow,
I get a lot of
living
messages
her
like,
dream life.
oh, you're so happy. I love seeing you so happy. And inside
rich.
of me, I'm like, oh my God, thank you. But I'm literally crying because I miss my grandma.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so it's this thing that I
Duality,
want for another, and I pay the price. But yeah, it's hard. But I think I don't see myself living another life. I think I have made the right decisions.
Or going back,
No.
just visiting.
Oh,
the time,
Mama,
all
I
the
want tamales. Yes,
Just
of
for
course,
yeah.
of course.
I get it. Yeah.
So once you found yourself in Mexico, what, as you started to get more into acting and singing, what projects did you begin to work with or at in Mexico?
I did a dubbing for a Netflix docu-series, The Confession Killer, the Latin American version. You can hear my voice there.
Which one is this again?
The Confession Killer. This is in Netflix.
Okay.
It's a documentary
About
about a serial killer.
which one of all? We have many.
And I watched them all.
No. What's the name?
Okay, we're gonna have to look.
fine.
We're gonna have to look
You
it up.
gotta look
I'll
it.
look it up. I'll look it up.
The Confession Killer. I was part of a band that we sang Latin American music, especially from Mexico. The name of the band was at Simba Carani. We were all women playing instruments and singing. I worked in Teatro Legaria and Teatro Tepeyac. I did a lot of musical theater. I did Mamma Mia, Les Miserables.
But you got these gigs, I don't know how to call that, because of the program? They hire you through the university, or you found
Some
that
of them was
as-
because of the program, but like, for example, the Netflix or the Teatro Legaria was more like in the professional field.
Okay.
Yeah. I was starting to get into the industry. Like, hey. And what else? Well, I did a lot of things that I don't have in mind right now. My mom I hope my mama's not watching this, because she's always like, you have to remember all the things that you have done and blah blah blah. But really, my brain is focusing on creating things, on exploring life, daydreaming. I do daydream a lot. So sometimes my brain just thinks that, this information, we don't want it right now. So
I need space for a new.
But if you want to check
information.
my resume, you can go to my website,
Okay.
estefaniamena.com, and you can check all of the projects that I have been in, because I don't have them right now in my brain. I'm sorry, guys.
Takes your time for advertising too.
Yes, thanks.
Yeah, so I
For
mean,
all
you
of
worked
us.
in various projects. Now you mentioned how you are also a singer.
Yes,
Weren't you part of a band in Mexico or?
at
what-
Simba Carani, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And how was that? With a lot of festivals and.
I think my favorite one was when we sing at the Museo del Carmen in Coyoacán. and I was wearing a black dress full of flowers. I love flowers. And I was singing La Llorona, La Bruja, everything, like
These
so.
are more folkloric.
Yeah,
more,
folkloric Mexican music
yeah.
mostly. And oh my God, it was really, I mean, I'm not Mexican, but I really love singing Mexican folklore.
Yeah.
And
Those songs are really deep.
They're very beautiful,
and yes,
Yeah,
you have
yeah,
to
yeah.
really be in their soul. I don't know, to be able to sing.
And as a Latina, you have this
I love La Llorona.
this flavor. So I was just like la 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 la. I think that was my favorite memory, the favorite one that I have with this band, singing at the museo. Yeah.
And is that the main type of music you like to sing? Is it more mariachi style? More
Latino folkloric, yes. I love singing cumbias, salsas, mariachis, boleros. That's like my main. I am a Latina singer, but since I also did like this musical theater program, I can sing like
Broadway
Katy
style.
Perry,
Yeah.
Taylor
Okay.
Swift. It's not like the thing that the best as to see. Like I'm not a pop person. What my singing, my voice is more like so. When I sing pop, it's like it doesn't sound that good, but I can do it. It's just that it's not my favorite one.
Are you interested in doing like musicals, or is it more just based on opera or art or theater?
Well, I did my musical theater program, and once I graduated, I was like, this is excellent. I don't want to work in this.
Yeah.
I love musical theater. I respect musical theater actors. Sorry, they are amazing. But I think personally, for me, I rather just do like theater or just like music. Yeah, I like to separate them both. But I really enjoy going to the theater.
And in theater, you specialize like in drama or comedy or all of both?
Actually, I had a lot of the like training in drama and comedy and like different acting styles. I think I did more of a. I have a specialization on a technique of acting more than like
Genre?
yeah.
It's okay. You can blend in all of them.
I don't think that I am a good comedian though.
Okay. So let's say drama.
So I think I am better at drama. Comedy is harder. It's more difficult because you have to have this tempo and this, like creativeness that for me it's just hard. And in English it's harder because I'm like, wait, my brain.
And did you have the chance to be on TV in Mexico? Because they have a large industry on TV.
No, not in Mexico. No.
It was singing and theater.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
Thanks.
That's a lot of work that you've already done in theater and kind of starting to figure out your way.
Yeah.
Right. So how did you, once you already knew what you were doing, this is the next step. How did you find yourself in Chicago?
Well, I don't know if you guys know, but 4 years ago there was a pandemic.
What? Really?
What are you talking about?
And that's a long story, but shortly, just life said, Estefania, you do not longer belong to Mexico. Boom, there you go, Chicago. So once I was already here, March 2020, it was a...
You came just for a visit. Short visit.
I came just
And
for a
then
short visit. My plan was
to stay.
Yeah, my plan was just to do a short visit. I was visiting my sister. She lives here. And then life happened, pandemic. The entire world closed frontiers. And at that time, I was able to understand English. I was capable of understanding 60 to 70% of what people were telling me, but I couldn't speak English at all. Like my English was really bad. Like speaking, I was like, hi, yes, coffee, sugar, because I love coffee. So that's like the thing. So I decided to change my status in order to become a student, because I thought that as an artist and as an actress, it was important for me to have English as a second language, and not only to know English, but to be able to express myself in another language. So
this is another level. It's not just speaking English. Expressing yourself in a different language is another level.
Yes. So I did my research, and that's when I found you guys. I said, I need this for me, because I am already here. This is something that I want and I need for my career, so why not? If I'm already here, just why not? So I did all of the process, that we needed to that we as immigrants we need to do here, and I got accepted in the program, and then I completed the program. When I ended the program, like 2 months ago, I finished the program.
Last term?
Yeah. Like was
last term.
Yeah, last term. Like nothing ago. I finished the program nothing ago.
Yeah.
Is there anything like once the ESL students finish the program, is there like a certificate, or there's no ceremony?
No ceremony, but they can get certificates in every level. I mean, because you can come
so
for
there's a certificate for every level.
1 month, no, 1 term, and then you get your certificate. But when you finish your program, you get the certificate for the amount of levels that you finished.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can also do the post-advanced program.
What is that?
Oh, I did the post-advanced. I finished the post-advanced.
You finished like advanced, and then post-advanced. Like they are more like subjects that you can choose that are more related with your skills. I don't know if you want to develop something like English for
interpersonal communication,
marketing,
for business. Understanding the U.S. culture, that was really important, because as an immigrant, we don't. Well, at least
medical, the one in the medical field. I forgot the name of that
medical?
one. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yes, like they taught you words, skills. I don't know how to explain this, but everything related to the medical field.
Oh, interesting.
And after that, we can also switch for associates, but in marketing, business, accounting, IT, these are the options for the international students. But just for the ESL, it's like once you reach advanced, it's like you consider that you finished the program, but then you can do the post-advanced too. So she did everything.
I did everything.
And you also have a sister here, right?
Yeah.
How long has your sister been here?
Oh, like probably 9 years, maybe.
She moved here before you did.
Oh, yes. Yes. She moved here before I did.
Sorry, I remember. English for healthcare.
Oh,
Thank you. Sorry, Ben.
Yes, that's
I
right.
forgot.
We do have English for healthcare.
English for healthcare, yeah.
Your sister. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
You were talking about your sister. Sorry.
9 years. I think she has been here for 9 years, yes.
And she moved here by herself?
No, with her husband.
They came directly here to Chicago, or did they live anywhere else?
They came to Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's why I was visiting here in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And then life happened.
So you've been able to travel to Mexico and then now to the United States. How would you describe that journey to someone who's thinking about making that same journey?
Breathe. Think about it. Think about if you want to pay the price, it is worth it, but it is rough. I mean, it is beautiful. I think the U.S. is where I have cried the most.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a cultural shock.
It is shock.
It's not only cultural, but also the language. It is so big. Life is faster here. So when you move, you first like get here, and then once your brain starts to, hey, this is different, it gets a moment where you're like, whoa, wait. So my advice is that if your heart wants to do it, do it. Like don't let your fears be more powerful than your desires. because we like, there are a lot of people that support your journey here, like you guys. Like, there's a school, there are like many people that will support you.
The friends you made here.
The friends you made
in
here
your classroom, in the school.
My
They are
best
priceless.
friends from Thailand. I love you guys if you're watching this. I made friends from all over the world. It was amazing.
Although you feel alone, you are not alone
You're
at
not
the same
alone.
time. So
Yeah.
it is hard, but once you are in a school around international students,
Yeah.
it is they are all
It is
in the same
beautiful.
process.
Yes.
So you are not alone in the journey.
And the food, guys. The food that you
It's
can
an
eat here in
advantage.
Chicago. Oh my God. Woohoo. Yes. If you want a food from all over the world, come to Chicago.
Chicago.
It's the best.
That's true.
Yeah.
You can find food from everywhere here. And I love food. I love eating. So yeah, I think you have to be prepared, and you have to be aware that it's going to be rough, because it is. I'm not going to lie. But also it is going to be beautiful. And if you are open to make these friends, to communicate with people, to show your true self and your culture to others so they can do the same to you, you're going to have an amazing time here, and you're really going to enjoy your time here, and not in Chicago, in the States, and whatever you want to do. So if you're thinking about moving, this is your sign. Do it. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, depending on, excuse me, depending on the stage of your life that you're currently at when you're trying to make that decision, it's always different. Once you make that decision and you find yourself here, either by yourself or obviously not knowing language or culture, I think society as a whole hasn't been very welcoming for a very long time, and I think it's only getting worse. Unfortunately, getting worse. But without a doubt, I mean, once you get past all that, there's a lot of opportunity, and
Yeah.
you can make something better of yourself,
Oh yeah.
or opportunities that you perhaps didn't have in the country that you're coming from.
Or just like being able to see life with different lenses.
Right.
Oh, that's really a gift.
Yeah, because you're coming from a specific culture into a melting pot of cultures.
Yes.
As I always say to our students, like, don't focus in our differences, because there are a lot,
A lot.
but focus in our similarities that you never thought.
We have a lot too.
And we have a lot. I never thought that I was so similar to someone in Latvia. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Do you eat that? I eat that every day too. And like, what? But you are in Asia, in Europe. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
focus on your similarities. And also, don't, look at your friends, your classmates as you're starting an international and global networking.
Yes.
You never know what that people is gonna bring you.
Yeah.
Probably, I don't know, next year it's gonna be your partner. You're gonna build your own business. You are gonna, I don't know, get married. I don't know. It's like, you never know. I mean, your classmates are your base here,
Yeah.
but they are your support. But yes, just focus in the similarities.
And though we don't,
There is a time. There is a cycle
Yeah.
of the cultural shock. Like,
Yes.
first everything is like amazing, everything is the best, and then you start like, oh no, I
Oh,
missed
real
everything.
life hit me.
And then you're totally depressed, like, no, I want to go back. And then you adapt yourself and say, you know what, I'm gonna take this from here, this from my hometown, this is my personality, I'm gonna change
Totally.
this to adapt myself, and you start living normally.
Of course.
It's part of the process. So
Yeah.
it's an amazing experience, just
It is.
to immigrate and to come to learn a new language, and it's just gonna open your doors.
Yeah. Oh, yes. And though we might come from like different cultures and speak different languages, we are all humans. We have this human thing. Like, we connect. We know how to connect. It's beautiful. Yes.
Wonderful. Now, obviously, you've made a life. You decided to stay in Chicago, come to Midwestern Career College, and you started looking at, obviously, career opportunities, although at this point, most of it is volunteer work that you
Yes.
have to kind of open up and volunteer so you can start getting your name out there, yourself out there. What projects have you been working on here in Chicago?
I have been a volunteer of Chicago Latino Film Festival, International Film Festival, Midwest Film Festival. I have volunteered with Pivot Arts. I have been involved in International Latino Cultural Center. I have been with Water People Theater. I have been.
I know them.
Oh yeah, they're Venezuelans. I love you guys.
Rebecca, Iraida.
And I have been trying to know people from CLATA, which is the Chicago Latino Theater Alliance. I have been involved in Green Shirt, which is the studio where I specialize in Meissner technique. And, go to open mics, go to film networking events, participate in student films.
As an artist, you have to be seen.
Yeah,
You have to be
networking
everywhere.
events. That's the clue. Networking events. Just once someone from the industry here in Chicago told me, Estefania, it's more. Yeah, it doesn't matter who you know. It matters who knows about you. And that changed my life. It's like, oh, because
Very
imagine
true.
a director
Wow, yes.
thinks, oh, I need a Latina that can sing. Who might be? And then he said, like, oh, I met this Latina that can sing at this, blah, blah,
Yes.
blah. And he'll be like, yes, I know Estefania. I'm going to reach out. And then, like,
This is so true.
yeah.
Let's
Very
stop
true.
the podcast one moment to reflect on
Moment
this.
of reflection.
Yes, because maybe you know a lot of people that they are not helping in
Yeah.
your career or whatever
You
you
gotta
are
put
looking for.
yourself out there. And you guys,
Who
you're
knows
not gonna
about
believe
you?
me, and probably you're not gonna believe me either. But I am a shy person. I don't
There's
like
no way.
going to. I don't like going to events. I don't like.
Okay.
For me, a perfect day would be a pizza with a soda or a beer. That would be like perfect for me. But no, instead I need to put these fancy things and be like, "Hi, Estefania, nice to meet you." Oh, I suffer. I don't
But
like
I think
it.
it's part of the process. I mean, because
Yes.
it's part of the show to be around a lot of people that when you are by yourself, you just want to be quiet and alone.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
your work requires to be around a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah. But sometimes
Exactly.
yeah.
I just don't want to talk.
Yeah, but yeah, that's one of the things. You know, in your career, you will always find something that you might not like a lot. This is for me the thing that I'm like, I'm a bit shy. I would be like, okay, hi. I don't like it a lot, but I do it.
Now with the water theater, what's it called? Water
Water
what?
People Theater.
Water People Theater. You did a theater project now that you wrote or
Yes.
co-wrote, or what was that?
Oh, so they opened. What was it like a
Contestant or no?
Contest?
a contest maybe of for women and all over like the thing it was that it needed to be women. The play needed to be about women's right, and it needed to be in Spanish. So the contest was from all Latin America and Spain. And I write too. So I had this play that I start writing in Mexico City, and with time it became a film. So I left the play behind, and then I grabbed the play again. And I was like, oh, I can just change some things. Yeah, I kind of rewrite the play again. And then I was like, oh, I have this baby. I don't know if I want to like share it with the world. And it's my first play. But I said like, okay, I'm going to submit it. I submitted. I didn't tell anyone that I was going to submit it. I just did. And 2 months after I did, I got an email like, hey, congratulations. Your play has been selected to be part of this theatrical concerts
Wow.
that were this past April in Instituto Cervantes here in River North. And they did a stage reading of my play, and it was the first time that actually I was known as a writer instead of just like the singer of the actress, which I love. But I think I'm just discovering this new phase of my creativity.
What's the name of it?
Well, it's in Spanish, so it's Ecos Sororos, but it is translated to sororal echoes, which means like the echoes of resilient women.
Ah,
Yeah.
very nice.
Yes.
And what
thanks.
happened with that? It was just a stage reading, and
It was a stage reading. Yes.
anything
What's
gonna
gonna
happen?
happen?
Do you still have? I mean, do you have the rights, or did the rights pass on to?
No, I have the rights. Yes.
Mhm.
What's gonna happen next? We don't know. Stay tuned.
Okay. Well, that's wonderful. That's a great step to take, and
Thank
to be
you.
recognized and be honored in that way.
Yes, it was
Especially
such
when
an
how many? Do you
honor.
know how many entries were in that contest?
I think there were like around 47.
Still, I mean, from around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
From
yeah.
writers from all around the world. I was like, why? Yeah,
Yeah.
it was amazing.
And how many plays were selected?
5.
5.
Oh,
There were
nice.
5.
And you work with them, right, Shaudy?
No, I go to plays that they always.
But you know
present
about
in-
them, and
I know them
Right.
because the director, I don't know, Rebecca Aleman, she was a famous
Oh, okay.
artist in Venezuela, actress.
hmm
So when I saw her here, it's like,
She lives here.
sorry?
She lives here.
Yes,
Yes.
correct. Yeah, so they always organize shows and plays in the Instituto Cervantes. So sometimes I'm going there. So this is like first circle, full circle, because when she starts saying like, yeah, I collaborate with this and then, so, oh, but I know them.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So now you've done a little bit of everything.
Yes.
What is there a particular focus moving forward that you're focusing on?
So I have this personal project that I'm working on, and I am a songwriter too, and I am working.
Multi-talented.
Thanks. I am working on an EP, so I wanna put my music out there, just as I did with my play. So that's what I'm like. That's my personal project. But I also want to be involved in. I love theater. I'm passionate about theater, but I also love film. So I want to explore both filming and theater as an actress. And I also sing with a band, Lake Sprite band, Lake Sprite Latin band. So if you guys want to check us out, we perform in a lot of places. We have been performing. We perform Cinco de Mayo in Pilsen. Probably we're gonna be, I don't know, Midsummer. When is this going out? But we're gonna be at Midsummer Fest, and we're gonna be at the Center on Halstead. I think that's gonna be in August. So you can just check online, Lake Sprite Latin Band. I'm a singer there. Just keep exploring the arts.
I'm kind of shocked, to be honest, because it's like you are in Chicago, you learn English to open more doors and develop your career here, but you're focused on Spanish songs and everything is related to the Spanish speakers or Spanish listeners. I don't know. It's a Latin community,
Yes.
but here in Chicago or United States, and it's like, but you are in Chicago, but you're focused on Latin America or Spanish speakers. It's like,
Yeah, I think I honor
there
a
are
lot
no
my
limits.
roots.
there are no limits.
Well, there's a huge market, obviously, in the
Yes.
United States.
Listen, instead
North
of
America.
going to
Every
Latin
single
America,
culture,
Yeah.
yeah.
just learn the language here to see if you have more opportunities. And going back to Latin America, you are developing a career here that is worth it also.
Mm-hmm.
But that speaks very loud about what is this country made of.
Yes.
Correct.
And
A
how
large
welcoming
market.
it is. Yes.
Of Latino
Because
people here.
I say that I am a Latina artist. Like I do Spanglish a lot. I think my life now works in Spanglish. So I love it. Yeah. Sometimes my brain goes ratata and I go like, oh, wait, I need a break because I need to be translating and focusing on both a lot. So having this English skill, it's amazing because it opens doors. Open
doors. I know. English.
Enunciate.
English. But also, like, I think I have been truly to my roots. I honor where I come from. I honor my journey, not only Guatemala, but Mexico. So that has been also like a big thing that has made me who am I as an artist, maybe as an artist and as a person. Yes.
Excellent.
Thanks.
So as I've mentioned before, we do we're doing this podcast because I think Estefania is a perfect example of, and I've said this in the past, of the great people and talent that we have at Midwestern Career College that not a lot of people know about unless you know Estefania, unless you know Shaudy. We learned about Dr. Resto and his double PhDs and his wonderful experience, and people wouldn't know that unless we talk about it. So it's been wonderful to learn about who you are, where you come from, what you've done, your experiences, and to share that with potential and prospective students or people visiting Chicago.
Yeah.
So, any last things as
No.
we're wrapping up?
Once again, I mean, thank you for coming. I love your story.
Thank you.
I wish you the best. Break a leg
Oh,
every
thanks.
time you have a gig, and I hope you continue following your dreams. And I'm super glad that we help you to develop
Oh, thank
that
you.
other part that is gonna definitely open your
Yeah.
more doors in your career.
We're,
I mean, English, we add that like
We're seeing
NCC,
the next
collaborate.
Latina star right here in front of us.
when we see you in some
Oh.
advertisements. They're like,
What
hey,
was
NCC
your
former student?
your webpage?
Oh, estefaniamena.com. Or you can just follow me on my Instagram. I think it's estefania.mena33. That's me. And I post about my art there, about if I have a new performance or just a new thing.
Mm-hmm.
I post thoughts, ideas, inspirational things,
Wonderful.
creative process. Yes.
Right.
Yes, and thank you guys for having me here. It has been an honor. This is the first podcast that I do in English. So
You've
I was
done
a little
great.
bit nervous.
Yeah.
Thank you. And thank you to all of my teachers through my ESL program,
Mhm.
because I think I wouldn't have done it without their help. They were
Absolutely.
so good with me. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love you, teachers.
You don't say names.
I don't say names, but thank you. You know who you are.
Exactly.
Wonderful. So thank you. It's been an honor and a pleasure to have you. We wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
As we wrap up, just remind listeners to follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, whatever your favorite streaming site is. Write to us at podcast@mtccollege.edu, and we will speak to you on our next episode. Thank you very much, Stefania.
Thank you. Bye-bye.